I'm Alison, and today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little sketchy bird cards. So I used the Stampin' Up pigment sprinkles, and they come in this little box. Now they come in a little pack of 6 little colours, and this one is Gorgeous Grape. You've got Melon Mambo, Mango Melody, Bermuda Bay, Granny Apple Green, and Daffodil Delight. And I'll probably be using most of these today. Quick tip though, if you're using these, they are powder and they are very pigmented dyes inside, so use them under caution, i.e. if you don't want to damage your clothes or your work surfaces, then make sure you put some covering and protection on them, because they do stain. They do wash out your hands eventually. Best way to do that, to get it out your hands, is go wash your hair. It comes out beautifully then. But they are a little bit messy. They're great fun to use, so don't be put off by that. Just cover your work surface. So let's show you what else you're going to need. Obviously some tub of clean water to rinse your brush. Oh, sorry, that's my bashing my new camera stand that I finally got after breaking the other one the other day. Lots of paper towel, plenty of paper towel to hand, because you're going to need that. You're going to want some watercolour paper, and I've cut these pieces to 14.4 by 10 so that they will layer up on a basic C6 card at the end, like that. So I've got a few of those to work on and have a play with. I've got a couple of round paintbrushes, any will do. A bigger one and then a smaller one just for your little bits of detailing. Something to mix your sprinkles in, because we'll be doing that. No, we'll be doing direct to paper, but we'll also be popping some. So this is just a little ceramic mixing dish. Again, something you don't want to, or you're not worried about staining, because it may. I'm going to use the little spritzer bottle as well, so something that you've got to put some water in and spray. Anything will do that's got a little spray on it. A journaling pen of sorts. This is a 0.5 journaling pen, yep. And the Stampin' Up chalk marker as well. Anything else? I think that's about it. Right, let's get started. So taking your first piece of paper, let's put those right out the way so we don't flick it everywhere. And I'm going to start working on something similar to this. Every single one will come out different because it's sketchy art drawings, and that's the beauty of it. No two are ever going to be the same. But let's give it a go and see whether we can recreate something like this little fella. So taking your spritzer, you want to work out roughly where you want him, so he's going to be up here, and then get your spritz and give it a spray. A couple of little sprays. You don't want to spread out too much, you want a circular sort of spray, and plenty of water. And then you're going to come in with your first colour, and I think I used Melon Mambo on him, so he's come a little screw top and a little pop off. And word of warning, a little bit goes a long way. So you can already see, I don't know if you can see on this card, there's a tiny little bit already come out, and it's got a little bit of yellow just there, but that's all right because we can do this. So we're going to sprinkle and look, watch the magic. These are gorgeous. There we go. And you can leave him like this. So wet your brush, or give it a little bit of a blend just to, don't want to blend it too much, else it will just come one solid colour. The detail is in all these little bits around the outside. And then I'm going to go round and I'm going to just feather him so that he's, looks like a little puff ball. Let's give him some, a little bit of puff ball look. All the way around. You make him as big or as little as you want to. And either give him a little bit of shape, or I'm going to go for a little round one with this. Try and keep the water contained because it will flow wherever you've got the water. Okay. Now that's really wet at the moment. I can either leave it like that to dry so that it's strong colour like that, or I'm actually going to take a bit of my kitchen roll, gently put it down, dab, and soak a little bit off. And it will also make it dry a bit quicker, so you can work on it. I quite like that from what I've got there. So sorry about the noise. I am going to lightly dry it with my heat gun, so we can start working on it a little bit faster. Both sides, because you're going to get a curl in the paper otherwise, so avoid that. If it starts curling up this way, turn it over so it curls back the other way and flattens your paper back down for your working surface. That should be hopefully dry enough. There we go. And then I'm going to put that away for a minute. I'm going to put a little bit in my dish. Put the lid back on. And you can see you can get it as one colour. Once you mix it with water in there, you'll get one quite strong colour. And for this little fella we're going to add, I think I might go in with a little bit of the Mango Melody as well. So just to take on that little bit of orange that's in there. So we've got sort of a mix. And I'm going to just paint him on some wings. Nothing too perfect. Couple of little wings, a bit more red in there. There we go. And I need to give him a beak. So again, not difficult, literally tiny little beak like that. Just a couple of little triangles. That's all it is. This is what we've got so far. So we're going to take our journaling pen and very loosely we're just going to sketch in around it. Don't need to join up the lines completely. The looser it is, the better it looks. And let's give him his wings. And then around the outside, I'm going to sort of trace a lot of these little wiggly lines. Again, not being precise, just using them as a guide. Really just making a little character. There we go, keep turning him. If you've got a few bits, you can bring that in. Just to make him a little bit fun. You might not want to do this little bit, you might not want the sketchy around the outside. And then his legs. I'm going to literally give him a couple of lines down and put his toes in. And then his eyes, I literally just use the chalk marker. Give him a couple of eyes. The chalk marker. You might want to rub it off because it will pick up some of that pigment until it goes white again, which it will. There we go. And then let's give him some pupils. A bit of shape to him. There we go, a little bit of a different shape to this crazy little fella. See, as I say, everyone comes out different. Oh, and this one we didn't do his little plume. Let's give him a little plume, shall we, at the top. Let's go in with a smaller brush for that. Just to give him something top of his head. A bit more colour in there. And of course you don't have to, birds are very colourful, so they don't have to be similar matching colours. Okay, looks like it's got a little crown on there, doesn't it? Dry him off a little bit. I'm only drying it each time just so that I can show you through this process. I thought it would take a little while. 3, 4, 5 minutes to dry. So this way it just makes it a little bit quicker. And again, a few little sketches. Just add him in. Something like that. There we go. A little loose little sketchy man. A bit beadier eyed this one, isn't he? Maybe he needs bigger eyes. Oh, he's got fatter legs. Okay, and then the background, as you can see on the example one, it's got some splotches. So plenty of water on your big brush. Oop. Pick up some of your colour. This is where it gets messy. And just tap as much or as little as you want on him. And then I went back in with a piece of kitchen roll and just lift that off. And it just gives you some interesting splotchy background. So ready for when you mount him. Okay, that's the first one. Let's have a look, see if we can recreate something like this little one. So for that one, another piece of watercolour paper. We're going to go with, I think, the Daffodil Delight. Let's try that in the pan. So we've got a little bit tap in our pan. Let's spray a couple of areas. So again, you don't want these, if you can avoid it, you don't want these touching. I might have done that one too low. Yeah, I'm going to turn that over. That'll be my high one, because he's got a room for his legs. And one there. Try not to let your water sketch because the colours will fall into each other. And let's give this one here a bit of colour. That's our Daffodil Delight. And I think we're going to go with Bermuda Bay for the other little chaps. We'll come back to him in a minute. Let's get this one where we want it. Just spreading him out just a little bit. Let's take it upwards rather than down. And again, I'm just picking up that colour, dabbing around to give him a jaggedy edge, just because I think they look more fun like that. Turn it around. Make sure you leave enough room for where you want his beak to go. And if you wanted to get a little bit more of the variegated colour in there, you can always go back in with another little tap. And you'll see that colour spreading. You just leave it on there to do its magic. And I'm going to go in with a bit of this colour here. I think actually what I'll do is I'm going to dab some of that off first. Just lift a little bit of that colour. This does get mucky, it does get on your fingers. There we go, lift a little bit of that off. Let's give him his beak. A little stubby little beak, this one. There we go. And his top of his head. And this one's going to have a little tail just facing that way. There we go. Lovely. Alright, now the other one I need to respray. So cover that one up slightly. Give it a squirt. And we're going to go in with the Bermuda Bay this time. This is my one of my favourites, I think, this colour. This is just... It's got so many different tones. It's got greens, purples, blues. Make amazing backgrounds, these sprinkles. I think they're well worth getting. You can see that. If you was just to keep that as a whole background, how amazing is that? Right, so let's just go in and create our little bird. Bring him out this way a little bit. There we go. I've done this so simple. Just to get your paints out and just play. As I say, you can just use ordinary paints. You could even use your stamp pads and just put the colour down on a block and lift it with a lot of water. That might be an idea as well. I'm going to change colour tissue now. So that's just going to take a little bit of that off. There we go. Right, we need to give him a tail, don't we? Let's put a little bit in my palette. Turn that around so you can see. And you see how rich it is, how dark that colour is. And it's actually mixed just like that. So I am going to give him a... He's going to be looking up, this one. So let's put his tail, feathers. about there. And again, there's no detail, so anybody should be able to recreate these little fellas. Let's give him a beak. Quite a big beak, muddy colour there. Got a mix of colours, I suppose. It'll be alright. There we go. Let's come back in with your journaling pen. Make sure it's all nice and dry. Yeah. And some of this. Where should we go with this? And let's just join him up. Those little wiggles. You get your children doing this as well. These will be great fun. So easy for them to do and rewarding, and they get to see create their own little characters. Maybe they can come up with some other characters. I think these would make great little hedgehogs. And little monster bears, maybe. Lots of potential. And see what other animals you can come up with. I think I'm going to give it a go and see what else I can come up with. So, I'm posting some other little animals when I've had a chance to have a proper play. There we go. Right, so we have some little legs. Where do we want the legs? His toes. And this one's got very short little legs. Both going off this way. Wing. Should we give him a wing? Yeah, a wing on the last one. There we go. And he's looking up, so his wing's going to be around about here. Put his eyes in. This one's looking up here, so we want sort of the eye around about here. And this one's going forward, so his eye is going to be around about here. See there, they're like cartoon characters, so nothing has to be precise. That's all about just having a bit of fun, creating your own little characters. Okay, so there's that one, and that was the one we were trying to recreate. So almost, there we go. Let's put them up there. Right, and the third one. Let's try and see if we can recreate these little chaps. So another piece of paper. And what colour do we use there? Oh, gorgeous grape. Right. So with these, because there's 3 on there, you're going to have to be really careful not to try and get them running into each other. So we'll do them one at a time. Otherwise they will just run and then you'll lose that little fluff ball look. So let's start with the first one over here. So I'm just going to cover up the paper a little bit. I've just put a little bit of water on the first bit here. I suppose you could use a brush if you want to be a little bit more direct. So I'm going to mop a little bit of that up because I don't want that quite over there, quite so much. Let's see what happens. And then using the gorgeous grape, tap a little bit on. Remember, a little bit goes a long way. I might want to put a little bit on that inside our palette in a minute. And then, ooh, that's a lot of colour. Don't want to make these ones too big because I want to try and get 3 in here. So make them a little bit smaller. Wow, that is a lot of colour. Okay, let's dab some of that off. Yeah, that's better. Okay. And let's go in with a couple of little of those. And we just add a little bit more to this. Just bring a little bit more of that colour back in. Round him off a little bit. I suppose you could play as much or as little as you wanted, really, to get the shape that you want. There we go. Put more water. Just take that bit out a little bit. See, there's a lot of ink still in there. It's quite dark. It'll be fun when he dries. Right, dab him up just a little bit. Take a little bit of that colour off. There we go. Give him a little bit of texture. And let's give him a beak. He needs. Let's give him this colour. Where should we put his beak? About here. Okay. Okay, let's dry him off a little bit. Right, I'm going to move on now to the middle one. And let's do him about there. Trying to see. I like exactly where I've sprayed that. Might be better off actually just putting it down with some water. The end problem is I've only got dirty water now. So it's going to have a bit of colour behind it. So I want him about there. So flood that area with water. And he is going to be Granny Apple Green. So again, putting it where the water is. And let's get that moving a little bit more. Wow, see all the extra colours in there that make up these pigments. I want them to be sort of the top of him. Don't want him to go any more this way because I've got another one I want to try and squeeze in there. So, let's go like that. Round off his body. Obviously not all birds are round and plump. like these, so you could do longer ones. Give them a bit more of a, what looks like a tail, I suppose. Yeah, it's got a lot of pigment in there. Alright, that seems to have gone all to one colour now. So I'm just going to go back in with a tiny bit of the pigment. And then I'm going to try and see what happens when I colour lift that. Let's get another clean piece of tissue. You can see how much dye is soaked up in these just by dabbing it. And why I said about protecting your surfaces, because you get that all over on your clothes and your hands. Alright, soak it up a little. Ah, that's nice. Yeah, we like him. Put a little bit more water just to spread out those. A little bit of darkness. Oh yeah. There we go. Right, let's dry him off. A little brush comb. So with this one, I'm going to give him a wing. A wing. Paint him in a little wing around about here. Just do something slightly different on him. There we go. And he's going to need a beak. Be around about here. Again, just simple triangle and semicircle shapes. No effort. I think while we're there as well, we'll give this little fella a wing as well. If it comes out, let's have a look. Oh yeah. There we go. Now, because he's dry, you can just paint it on slightly. Right, and on to the last one. I'm going to try and fit him in there. So he's either going to be very small or only a partial. So I think I might use just my brush just to get where I want it to be. I think we're going to have a small one in here, maybe with very long legs. Because everybody is different, same as every bird is different. Right, we're going to go back in with the Daffodil Delight. The sprinkles. Come back in with a bit more water, just to spread that colour. Ooh. Dab some of that up, and it goes right off the edge. There we go. And then I'm gonna pick up the colour just to pack all the way around, just to give him his fluffy ball look. And obviously I'm just using the tip there just to give those spiky, edgy looking little bits to him. Oh, that's so cute. I might just go in with a bit of Mango Melody, just to give him a little bit of colour, this chap. He needs a little bit of a lift. And then with the tiny little spray, just to get that moving. Move around that colour a little bit. And dab a bit off. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's nice. Where should we go? Right here. Yeah, it's going to be looking down this one. Big beak, long legs. Cute. Right, let's go in. With our journaling pen. And let's start. Let's give him some features, just highlighting. So no sharp lines. It's all free and easy. Not particularly following anything. And we'll come in with the legs in a minute, I think. Look at his body. Wiggle. So you don't have to do the wiggles all around, but I just think it brings them out a little bit. This little fella. There we go. And he's going to be slightly off the page, but that's okay. Right, eyes. Right, he's walking that way, so his eye is going to be around about there. He's walking that way, so he's going to be looking down about there. And he's looking down at his feet. I think I've used a slightly thicker journaling pen this time. So I'm definitely getting the darker, fuller lines, but that's okay. Right, let's give him some legs. So his legs are going to be down there. So his feet are going to go this way because he's standing looking down at himself. This little chap's on the walk. And this one's walking as well. There we go. So again, a bit different to our original. Pretty much all still there. Right, let's make these up into... Oh, I know what we forgot. Splatters. I didn't splatter either of these two. And it does finish them off, I think. Just gives them that little something. So what kind of splatters shall we go in with? Let's do some oranges. A few orange splatters. And make maybe some of that purple. Just I might do a little bit of purple on his as well. This one back in. Oh, that's muddied. Muddied the waters. That's more brown now. Let's not do that one. Let's bring in the Bermuda Bay, was it? Yeah. Let's try a little bit of the Bermuda Bay. This one. Yeah, it's better. Right, now I'm going to dab on their faces just to take out and leave them dark there. Just dab away on their splodges so it blends a bit better just on their bodies. Leave the background splodges as they are. You can see how much it's lifting. Actually bringing different colours into it, which is really nice. This gives them a little bit of texture. I don't know if you can see on this one, a little bit of orange. Oh, this strappy here looks a bit sad. So there's our 3 backgrounds. Right, let's just pop these away, make some room, and let's see if we can get these finished off. So while they're drying, just leave them spots to dry a little bit more. I'm going to turn over my paper. I turned it over, but that didn't really make a lot of difference because it's soaked through, but it is dry, so that's fine. So to mount them, all I've got is some black A4 card, cut along the long edge, scored at 14.9 and folded. Do that for all of those, nice and quick and easy. And let's see if he's dry yet. No, I think he just wants just quick. There you go. And when you're drying them, obviously, as I said before, you want to try and get them as flat as possible. So first one, I'm going to use some Tombow multi-purpose glue because it's nice and strong, but I get just a few minutes, moment should I say, of wiggle time. Because this is watercolour card, you want to be a little bit more generous than you would with normal Whisper White, and also to take that warping out. So pop him on card. And then you're going to need something to weigh it down. And use the big block just to hold it down there to get that to dry. And let's take the next one. Let's get him ready. This is the only time you need to be this generous, is because it's slightly warped and it is watercolour card, so it's really thick. Try my cards open in the right way. Line him up. Full room. Okay, Hopefully I've got another block. Flatten those down as much as possible. And the last one. Plenty of glue again. Make sure it opens up the right way. Anyway, I say make sure it opens up the right way because I did actually stick one of them on the wrong way earlier. Which one was it? This one. And he opened up like that. So completely wrong. So I had to trim him off of his black card and then mount him onto some thick Whisper White afterwards. So do as I say, not as I do. It's the saying, isn't it? That one should be dry now, so pop that back under there. There we go. It's looking very cute. Right, I'm going to move those to the side for the moment. Drying, and then I'm doing some. I'm going to add some sentiments. I've got some more watercolour card here, and I've used the thanks from the new Ornate Thanks die set. Oh, my brain, it's getting late, I'm tired. Ornate Thanks stamp set. So I've just stamped that up, ready to go on. And then the other one is the Just a Little Note to Say Hello from a Little Lace. So I've just stamped that one. So let's do one more of those. I'm just going to use the Memento ink. Ink it up well because it's going on to watercolour card so that it matches. You want to make sure you're very juicy ink. It's going to absorb. Right, let's see if I can get this straight on camera. About there. Hold him down for a few minutes. Or seconds, not really minutes. There we go. It's looking good. Now I'm going to cut him out at a jaunty little angle. And snip the end, and then I'm going to frame it in black rather than have to layer it up. There's a little tip, I don't know if you can see. Put something white. There you go. Can you see the edge is just black? So rather than have to put another layer on, what I do, a little trick, is picking up your ink pad, sentiment there, and just rub your ink pad gently along the edge. Same again there. And be careful you don't touch the wet edge, otherwise you're going to end up with it on your sentiment. So you do need to be a bit careful. There you go. And there we can see that now. Tiny bit of edging to another one. Right, let's put that away. With those for a minute. And let's pull out our little chaps. So they're all dry now. And pretty nice and flat. Let's get some sentiments on these chaps. Oh, where's me? Dimensionals. So So we're going to put just a little note to say across him. One, two, three. Don't want him saggy. 4. No room for saggy bottoms, as they say. And just pop him on there, nice and straight. Here's one. This one. Pop him on there. It's a bit thinner, that piece. 1, 2, 4. Get off with the dimensionals. You see that yellow all over my fingers. Gonna have fun washing my hands up later. And let's pop him coming in about from the edge. Still see his feet, yep. There we go, another little one. And then our last one is going to have, let's fit in there. Ooh. He's a little bit lower than my last one. Alright, going across there, or should we do something a little bit thinner? I actually think that something's a little bit thinner. Trim that down. Where's that pad gone? Sorry, still got this tickly throat. Right. Again, careful we don't get ink all over the place. We are nearly done. I'd love to see any ones that you come up with, and especially any other characters. I'd love to see who comes up with some other characters for these, because I think the technique lends itself to lots of little critters. There we go. So let's have a look at our new ones. Alright, so that was the original one I did, and there's him. So just as cute, slightly different shape, but he's all in there. And then we had this one, this one even. That was my original, and there's the little one we made today. And then finally, that's the original one. So it's going to be for my boys to give their grandma for her birthday coming up. And just slightly different on this little one here. I hope you enjoyed that. Any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you and answer all your comments. Hope you enjoyed. Till the next one. Bye.